Physio, and this is Simon. And today we're talking about how you can use Dr. K Kinesiology Tape to help with shoulder pain. So this application can be used in a few different types of shoulder injuries. You could use it for rotator cuff pain, or possibly bursitis, or even for some sort of postural correction for your shoulder as well. So with this particular application, we're going to run a piece from the point of your arm where your deltoid muscle inserts down here, up around the front, another one up around the back, and we're going to cross the actual shoulder itself on that point of your shoulder from front to back. So we're going to measure a piece that runs from that point to just below your collarbone, allowing for the fact that the area will stretch, the tape will stretch a little bit as you come around. And we're going to measure another piece that goes from that same point probably around to the bony ridge of your shoulder blade on the back. So that's going to again provide a allowance for it to stretch a little along the way. And then our third piece is going to run from the front of the chest across around that point of shoulder to around where your shoulder blade begins. So as with each of our taping applications, we're going to cut the corners off. From a positioning point of view with this taping, we want to try and position your shoulder to allow for a lengthening of the tissues around where you're applying the tape. So it'll mean that you need to actually change the position of your shoulder throughout the taping technique. So for example, when you're doing the first piece around the front of your shoulder, we're going to need to have your arm outwardly rotated. So for our piece coming this way, we're going to have it reaching out to the side to some extent. And then when we're doing our back piece, we're going to reach across your chest so we can run around with that area lengthened. And then we're probably going to try and be more neutral where possible when we're doing the one across the front, but you'll have to adjust your arm position so you can reach around the back to some extent anyway. It's also effective with this particular technique to look at yourself in the mirror so you can see what you're doing too. So we're going to fold our tape and tear along that fold to prepare the base piece, create a little tab for us to then peel off, pull that piece back to create our anchor point. I'm going to give Simon this to start now. And we're going to try and place our base piece at around that point of insertion of your deltoid. We're going across the front of your shoulder with this one. That's it. So give it a rub to make sure it sticks properly. And then you can peel that tape back the bulk of the way, so you're leaving that little bit of a tail still on the paper. And when you've got that prepared, you can open your shoulder position a little bit, and then with about 50% tension, run around that shoulder and aim to finish at around about your collarbone. And again, that little tail piece goes on without any tension. Good job. And our second piece, give it a good rub, that's right. We're going to do our little fold and tear. Simon can take over from here. And we're going to go around the back this time. So we're going to reach across our body with the arm, placing our piece at the base of that deltoid opposite where the other piece is. Good job, and peel back the length of the tape. And then we're going to follow the contour of that deltoid with your arm reaching across your body a little bit. That's it, and come up a bit towards the shoulder blade as we finish. So we're aiming to try and finish that around about the bony ridge of your shoulder blade at the back. And our final piece, we're going to cross that point of your shoulder. So folding and tearing as we've done. And we're going to start this one on our chest. And we want to be careful that we don't pull too tight initially with this particular piece. We're just going to place it down, make sure the base piece is stuck on properly, and peel that tape back until you've exposed a reasonable portion of it. And we're going to just gently apply the first piece without too much tension so it starts to cross that area of your shoulder without bunching the skin underneath. So just rub it a little bit onto the tape just so that it sticks properly that area. That's the way. And once that piece is adhesed effectively, we can follow the contour of the shoulder around, and then we're going to aim to cross the tape at the back there and finish on our shoulder blade. Last piece goes on without any tension. Give it a rub to make it stick. And we're done. As with any kinesiology taping application, we want to make sure the tape stays on. So in this particular case, dressing and showering are areas where it's prone to coming off. So making sure that when you're dressing, you're avoiding clothes catching on the tape, particularly where the tape crosses itself, where it's more likely to come off. When you're showering, patting dry with a towel rather than rubbing to prevent it from removing the tape as well. Also, things like moisturisers and lotions and oils can affect the adhesiveness of the tape, so avoiding them is important, and making sure that you remove excessive hair if need be as well. When it comes to treating shoulder injuries, techniques such as massage, heat treatments, ice, exercises to address strength and flexibility can be really important. And often shoulder injuries are multifactorial, so it's really important to get them assessed effectively to make sure that you're going to manage them in the right way and address the injury most effectively. So for more information, visit sportstrap.com.au.